Hey, what's up, guys? Doing a late night retrofit today. It's almost 8 o'clock tonight. It's a 350Z. I already taped up the lens. The oven's on over there. I didn't want to have the lens turn yellow on me or anything like that, so we're taking extra precautions, taping off the lens. He brought me this it's not really a Morimoto kit. It's actually just a IJDM toy. It's a really generic ring. IJDM toy one. This is that expensive. If you buy it directly from them, it will be, but it's a single piece of RGB. So like you get a big roll of these, and basically you're able to cut them in threes. That's usually what they chip off, every 50/50 SMD, and then they'll go ahead and wire it up to this like very generic controller. But these types of upgrades are not, like, I would say, absolutely necessary. So by all means, this is a good enough kit where it'll do the demon eye for you without having to have any issues. And IJDM toy has a reputation to keep, so I'm sure that if they do have a defective part, they will replace it for you. They don't want to ruin their reputation. So that's always good of getting these RGB things from them versus anybody. But then again, even an eBay online seller will want to keep his reputation. These aren't the dark ages where people are trying to rip you off online. Everybody has a reputation to keep. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and show you guys. So the oven is just your standard oven you can use. I've done these a couple of times. I'm actually going to lay this one sideways now that I taped it up. Before I would have it like this, and that's really bad for the lens, so you don't want to do it like that. You want to go ahead and lay it on its side. Basically what I do with the oven is have the body warm up, so then that way the glue inside there warms up. You're not going to throw it in the oven and automatically be able to open it up on your first pry. This is a very big headlight, but what you are going to be able to do is soften up this plastic, so then that way you start moving your way all the way around just to soften up the plastic, separate it a little bit. Your second pass, you'll throw it back in the oven, but what you're gonna do is actually have a heat gun and focus the heat on these seams, or whatever they're called, these edges. You wanna focus your time and heat from the heat gun on here. Let me go ahead and fix that up. Yeah, so you wanna focus on that. This is actually a pretty weathered headlight. I was noticing that this big gasket right here, this big seal, that it's a number one problem when you do these headlights. All of them are really sharp except for this one. This one separates almost, I would say, a pinky's worth right there. So if you do open up your headlights, remind yourself, to seal this part up especially good, because it's already really separated from the lens, and a lot of water gets in there. It'll make its way down and it'll end up ruining your ballast. I've done, I would say, like dozens of these 350Zs, and I've replaced a lot of these ballasts down here, and that's the number one reason, is because this seal goes out over time, and then when you do retrofits, you need to take extra caution and attention to it to make sure that doesn't happen to you. So I'm gonna throw it in the oven. Like I said, it'll be about 7 minutes just to get the body warmed up, and then we'll go from there.